Hello, and welcome to this edition of Gettin Crafty in September 2020. This craft is brought to you by Salem Public Library in Salem, Ohio. Today, we're going to make a beaded keychain. These are the materials you need to make this craft. An assortment of 15 or more beads with holes larger than 1/4 inch in diameter to put many strands of embroidery thread through. 1 skein of embroidery floss or thread. 1 split key ring, 1 inch in diameter. 1 metal jump ring, 10 millimeters in diameter. 1 small metal charm, double or single-sided. And 1 long pair of long nose pliers. Let's begin. Gently remove the bands from the embroidery thread or floss. Be careful to avoid tangling the threads. Carefully form a circle with the thread by gently opening up the entire bundle of thread from the middle. These 2 steps may require a little bit of patience, as working with embroidery floss can be a bit difficult. Next, make a loop, using all the strands of the embroidery floss. Put the loop through the metal keychain circle and pull the opposite end of the floss up to the keychain circle through the loop of floss and pull it taut. That's how you're going to incorporate that floss in the keychain, hooking it up there with the key ring. This is another view of how the embroidery floss fits through the key ring and through the other end of the embroidery floss. Make sure you pull both ends tightly and to make it nice and taut. That'll help with the ease of the rest of the craft. As you see where the arrow is there, at the opposite end of that from the key ring, you should pull the thread taut and cut the thread straight across so that the length of the threads are as even as possible. Now, using those long nose pliers to open the jump ring, open it wide enough to fit around the base of the knot you made with the embroidery floss. Before you tighten the jump ring, add the metal charm and place it on the front of the knot. Then, using the long nose pliers, push the ends of the rings together to hold the charm and jump ring in place. Be patient here, as bending the jump ring is difficult. It's sort of slippery and moves a lot, and wants to slide in all directions. Once you get the jump ring on and the charm, it's time to separate the embroidery floss into sections in preparation for adding the beads. I recommend to help, in order to help get those beads on the floss more easily, I recommend to put hand sanitizer on your thumb and first 2 fingers and then twist the threads while putting the sanitizer on the threads. When you make the little point out of the threads, the beads fit on the ends of the floss with less problems of getting tangled. And that's where the hand sanitizer comes in. It wets those threads and helps them bond tighter so you can get the beads on. It's time to add the beads, but you must save enough room on the end of your floss to tie a knot to hold the beads in place. And this is true of each little section of floss you have. Now you can add the beads in patterns or mix them up. When filling each section of thread with beads, leave enough room to tie the thread ends in a knot. It can be so much fun adding those beads that you can forget to leave that space at the end. Adding the beads, of course, is the best part of the craft. And the hardest part if you have a tough time deciding if you would like a pattern, all one color, or all one, or just random use of the beads. Handmade key rings make special gifts, and the brighter the beads, the easier the key ring is to find in a purse or, on the dresser, by the TV, whatever. Well done. Crafting is a fun way to relax and take your mind away from responsibilities for a while. Crafting with family can also be a great deal of fun. I hope you've enjoyed making this craft. And I thank you for watching the September 2020 episode of Gettin Crafty. Hope to see you next time. And we'll join together again and have fun getting crafty. Thank you and goodbye.